Pranam.
Namaste. We'll start with our prayer. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanu Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya aviravirmayedhi. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Bhurida Janaha. Let we be protected. May we be nourished. May we strive with energy and vigor. May our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om peace, peace, peace. Lead us to truth and not to untruth. Lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance. Lead us to immortality and not death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me. Om peace, peace, peace. Your nectar-like words and warm and inspiring life stories eulogized by learned sages are indeed eradicator of shoots of ignorance. These are auspicious to hear and propitious to inculcate in one's life. Those who take these words to the world are indeed great benefactor of the world. So let us today think about why should we study like this? Why should we study? You know, in this world, as we pray here, Asato ma sadgamaya. Let us go, or not to take to what is untrue, what is not truth. Let us take to what is truth. Let us take to enlightenment and not ignorance. Let us take to immortality and not death. So this is the prayer. Those who are seeker of truth, those who are seeker of enlightenment, those who are seeker of immortality will have to go through a path. It is very difficult. World is alluring. It always tempts. But one has to be careful not to be tempted, not to get entrapped. One has to go forward to our goal. What is the goal? Making of our character. Man making, character building, education. And that education comes by bit by bit, in course of time. When we read great lives, we are inspired. And because of that inspiration, when heart is full, then our hands work. That means then we proceed on that path. When we are convinced that this path will lead me to truth, this path will lead me to enlightenment, it is easier to stray our life. Easier. Drugs, so easy to take. It is easier to jump from second or third floor. But to go high up requires strength of character. It is the strength of character that one cultivates in oneself that helps to scale the Everest. It is not for cowards. It is not for small-minded. So those who dare to tread on the righteous path, they are not simple, very courageous. They go against the stream. They go against the gravity. The whole world is running. Running for what? Many people are not clear why they are running. Why they are part of that race, not clear. But those who are very wise, they select what is righteous. Like Nachiketa. Nachiketa was faced by this. There are two paths. Righteous, Sreyaha. Sreyaha means whatever is good ultimately. Preyaha, what is pleasing, but it's not good. So those who take righteous path, Sreyaha, whatever is electable, they are daring person. Outwardly, they may look meek and weak, but they are not meek. It is the strength of character. That is why they dare to take this path. And how to go about it? To tread on that path, we are to study lives like this, like Sri Sarada Devi and her divine play. When we read such lives, we get life. It is like Ganga water. We are nourished by this. So this is the incentive. Why should we read this day in and day out? It looks like a wastage of time to come all the distance and come here and spend some time. But this has great significance. You know, how the character is built, it is not a one-day job that, there is a switch and you switch on. It's like a schooling. That's why we call it class. In a class, a student is admitted and then various grades are there. Grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then one reaches sophomore and then the graduation level. So it is a long journey. And how to cultivate divine qualities in one's life, that can be only gathered from great lives. Mahajano yena gata sapantha. What is the path? When Yaksha means representative of Dharma, was asked, Yudhishthir replied. So he said, what is the path? He said, Mahajana yena gata sapantha. That means by which great ones have traded. That is the path. So to know that, we need to study their lives. And we should not stop there. Rather, we are to imitate. Imitation of Christ, like that. Imitate. And then in course of time, we are established in that. It's like following a singer. You know how classical music is taught. A teacher sings and that student follows that. Similarly, these lives are great inspiration. And when we get inspiration then only we work. We are not fools. So we assess the worth of it, and then we follow. So that this is the purpose why we should study and give time, contemplate, and then follow. So with this introduction, let us go forward. Paul, you are reading today. David, are you there?
Yeah, he gave me the spot where we're at.
Okay, which one?
Page 129. It says, I said to him in reply.
Okay. So before what we have already studied, Sri Ramakrishna's love for devotees. It's a great thing. You know, God loves devotees. He cannot stay high up. He comes down for devotees. You know, Holy Mother was scolded in reality once, another time by mistake. When Sri Ramakrishna was sitting and Holy Mother brought food and she was leaving, then Mother says, Sri Ramakrishna said, close the door. In Bengali, that address is lower. And Sri Ramakrishna repented for that. And he again and again asked her forgiveness. So that was by mistake. That also it is not scolding, it is only showed a little disrespect, unknowingly. But second time what happened, the family of Balrams were passing through a bad patch of time. So Sri Ramakrishna told Mother, go to Calcutta. And Holy Mother, that shy she was, and also it was about 5 miles. So Mother said, how can I go? Then Sri Ramakrishna said, no, how can I go? I don't see any carriage or other conveyance here. Master replied in an excited voice, what? Balaram's family is in such a trouble and you hesitate to go? You will walk to Calcutta, go on foot. So this is the only time when Sri Ramakrishna scolded Mother. Why? It is because of love for devotees. So, though Sri Ramakrishna, never disrespected Mother, it is to teach us that how dear devotees are to Sri Ramakrishna. To show this, he had to play this part. So this we have already completed. Now please go ahead.
I said to him in reply, how can a person possibly live if such a thing as this can happen to you? The master remarked, my brother was a righteous man. His words must come true. Can the words of anyone and everyone be thus fulfilled? The result of karma is inevitable, but you can lessen its intensity by repeating the name of God. If you were destined to have a wound as wide as a plowshare, you will get a pinprick at least. The effect of karma can be counteracted to a great extent by japa and austerities.
Okay, one thing here, effect of karma. This is another very important point. We are jivas. So jivas work. They perform their actions. And every action will have its result. So we are under karma. Karma and karma phala, fruits of action. So if you eat a chili, you'll have to suffer the heat of it. So this is for us. What about God? Does he suffer the same thing? Then what is the difference from Jiva? We are karma adhin. We are within the sphere of karma. But God is not like that. Then there is no difference from Jiva. Then why even God suffer? See, incarnations suffer. It's not for them. It is to set an example. So what happened? The incident will read. So it is to honor a word. Those who are righteous, even incarnations honor their word. And for that they enact this divine Leela. So it is not that, it is like this. Say a director writes a story. So he directs all the characters. And suppose that drama is enacted, and the same director takes a part in that drama also. So he writes that script for him, what to do there, and then he enacts. But other characters, except directors, they enact as the director tells him to do or her to do. So director is the controller. Sometimes he also acts like ordinary jiva to teach jiva. That is why we see Rama is suffering for 14 years. And just imagine, his wife was abducted. Just imagine. And for 14 years he had to roam about in forest. It's not picnic. And it is not even Western forest. It is Indian, where insects, snake, whatnot, everything is there. He had to undergo all these difficulties. What about Jesus? He also had to suffer a lot. So all this suffering is for others. Even Sri Ramakrishna suffered. And he said, when he suffered from cancer, he said it was, he said, I would rather eat farina during these last days of my life. Though he could eat rice, but he preferred that. And so mother said, it is so difficult. We saw that his pain was unbearable suffering for him to eat even the farina. Every now and then, he would throw it up through his nose. The master used to say, I have been suffering for all of you. I have taken upon myself the miseries of the whole world. Even Holy Mother had to suffer a lot. Malaria and whatnot, all kinds of distress or distressing situation. So it is for others. Why Jesus suffered? It is for others. And it is to show example. Even when he was tortured, he said, Father, forgive them, they know not what they do. So incarnation suffers not out of karma phala. Rather, they suffer to set an example and to fulfill their divine sports. Yes, go ahead.
Body and soul, everything, husband, wife, even the body, is illusory. These are all shackles of illusion. Unless you can free yourself from these bonds, you will never be able to go to the other shore of the world. Even this attachment to the body, the identification of the self with the body, must go. What is this body, my child? It is nothing but 3 pounds of ashes when it is cremated. Why is there so much vanity about it?
Yeah,
However
mother used to,
strong,
just a minute. Mother used to teach this. And people are proud of their good looking or prosperity, youth. So mother would say that why one should be proud like this? Because this body is temporary and it is only a few share of ashes, few pounds of ashes. Yes.
however strong or beautiful this body may be, it ends in those 3 pounds of ashes. And still people are so attached to it. Glory to God. The master would say, musk forms in the navel of the deer. Fascinated by the smell, the deer run here and there. It does not know where the fragrance comes from. Likewise, God resides in the human body and people do not know it. Therefore, they search everywhere for bliss, not knowing that it is already within. God alone is real. All else is false.
Yes. Like people doubt, especially scientists, they doubt. Is there God? But what is science? See, science, whatever development has happened, it has happened because of there's some conception. They postulated some theory, and then they go experimenting. And when that experiment is through that experiment, the fact is verified, then they think that way. Say atom. Nobody has seen atom, but it is on all theory. But on that, things happen. So this is postulation. The science even depends on postulation. But the self is self-evident. See, you are there. There is no need of any certificate. Only what is this person? One has to examine. As Sri Ramakrishna said, if one knows his own self, he knows God. And whatever Vedas has said, that I am Atma Brahma, Tat Tvam Asi, you are that, or this Atman is Brahman. But we search here and there. So Sri Ramakrishna suggested that analyze who you are. If you can analyze correctly, then you can reach him. So no need of searching here and there. But then why we read or study like this? It is to get this inspiration that it is already there within us. And then it is experiment based and experience based. If we experiment and we will experience. So it is not theory, like even science is theory. Science is based on some postulation, some theories. And then on that, they have some experiment and they come to conclusion. But here, even before you start experimentation, you can experience yourself. So it is not that some postulation, it depends on some postulations, but it is very much within your understanding. So musk forms in the navel of the deer. fascinated by the smell. The deer run here and there. So we also run here and there. God resides in the human body and people do not know it. Therefore, they search everywhere for bliss, not knowing that it is already within. Even when we experience joy, we experience. It's not that somebody else experiences. We experience. So it is within us. Even joy is within us. God alone is real. All else is false. So this, whatever is within, that alone is real. Not body, not mind, not intellect, but that who resides within. That is why a mantra is given, to meditate on that mantra, so that you forget this outer self and you reach your real self. So this is to be noted that the truth is already within us. Only we need to cultivate and discover and experience it. Yeah.
Practice, practice, practice. Can one have the vision of God every day? The master used to say, does an angler catch a big carp every day the moment he sits with his rod? Arranging everything about him, he sits with the rod and concentrates. Once in a while, a big carp swallows the hook, but many times he is disappointed. For that reason, don't relax your practices. Do more japa. Why are you restless, my child? Why don't you stick with what you have? Always remember, I have at least a mother, if none else. Do you remember those words of the Master? He said he would reveal himself to everyone who takes refuge in him. He will reveal himself at least on their last day. He will draw everyone to himself.
So why Sri Ramakrishna said this? That every day we may not catch a big fish. Why? Because people are not satisfied. They think or they expect that as soon as they are sitting for meditation, God should come and reveal him. God is all the time within you, and he, in and through him, we experience him. Even this consciousness, it is there all the time. But because we are entangled in the world, attached in the world, we roam about, our minds roam about. So it is not fault of God. Because of our entanglement, we roam about. And we expect, why God is not coming when I am sitting for meditation? That is why Mother assured not to worry. And Sri Ramakrishna also said not to worry because you are not getting a big carp in one day. So, what Mother assured? Think that I have a mother. Mother who is taking care of all. Like our physical mother. Take care of our needs all the time. Similarly, our spiritual mother, real mother. Mother of all births will take care of us, not to worry, not to be restless. Restless means here not to be impatient. But one should be sincere and yearning. Yearning heart should be there. Yeah.
In every age, I come back. The Master said he would return after 100 years. Meanwhile, for those 100 years, he would live in the hearts of those who love him. The Master said this as he stood on the semicircular veranda in Dakshineshwar, pointing towards the northwest. I told him I could not come again. Lakshmi also said she would not come again, even if she were chopped into shreds like tobacco leaves. The Master laughed and said, how can you avoid coming? Our roots are twined together like the kalmi plant, a vine that grows on the surface of a pond. Pull one stem and the whole clump will come forward.
Yeah, so Sri Ramakrishna, like incarnation, they like sporting with devotees. And he incarnates time and again. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. O Arjuna, whenever there is decline in righteousness, I incarnate myself. So this is a great mystery. But what path we have chosen? There may be 1,000 other paths. But what path I have chosen, that is path for me. So to reach the downtown, there may be hundreds of roads. But whatever is easier for me, whatever is convenient for me, I should tread on that path. Not to worry about others' path. So when he will come, so like people are impatient. He says, Sri Ramakrishna said, I'll come again. Where is he? Where is he? Show me. So not to be irrational like that. We have chosen this path. Let us tread on this path. And we'll reach there, no doubt about it. Not to worry about future incarnation. Yes.
Swami, do you want to read that Sanskrit so it sounds legit?
Yes. So this is farewell to Dakshineshwar. Mayam Shamastritya Karoshi Lilam Bhaktan Samuddharartum Ananta Murtihi. हे रामकृष्ण त्वयि भक्तिहीने कृपा कटाक्षम कुरु देव नित्यम. So this is from a hymn by Swami Abhedananda. O Infinite One, by embracing your divine Maya, you play in various ways to redeem your devotees. O Ramakrishna, I am devoid of devotion to you. Lord, please bestow your grace upon me always.
In this transitory world, nothing lasts forever. Holy Mother's joyful days in Dakshineshwar came to an end in 1885. Ramakrishna's throat began hurting in April of that year. Despite his difficulty with eating and speaking, he continued to teach, though several physicians advised against talking and going into ecstasy. Holy Mother was concerned and began to prepare soft food for him, such as farina pudding. Years before, Ramakrishna had predicted the time of his passing. Swami Sardananda wrote in Sri Ramakrishna and his Divine Play. 4 or 5 years before his throat disease appeared, he said to Holy Mother, "When you find me accepting food from anyone and everyone, spending nights in Calcutta and feeding a portion of food first to someone else and afterwards eating what is left, then you will know that the day is near when I will leave this body." Such things began to happen sometime before the Master fell ill. He accepted invitations from various people in Calcutta to visit their homes, where he ate all sorts of food that anyone offered him, except cooked rice. The Master had also stayed some nights at Balaram's house in Calcutta. Before the Master's illness, Narendra had been suffering from dyspepsia and did not visit Dakshineshwar for many days, thinking that his special diet would not be available there. So early one morning, the Master had Narendra brought to Dakshineshwar, and he fed him some of the rice and soup that had been cooked for himself. He then ate what was left over. Holy Mother objected to this and wanted to cook fresh food for him, but the Master said, "My mind did not hesitate when I offered the first portion of the food to Narendra. It will not do any harm. You do not need to cook again." Holy Mother later said, Although the master tried to reassure me, I was broken-hearted as I remembered his prediction.
Yeah. So, why such things happen? Because the incarnation embrace a body which is purest of pure. Shuddha Sattvic Bhagavati Tanu. Shuddha Sattvic Bhagavati Tanu. That means it is purest of sattva. And it is divine body. It is not like body like us. Like you can see a man who is working and toiling in a field, his body becomes like that, and he is not affected by weather, and sometimes he can even can work in harsh weather, whether it is very hot or very cold. But a person who has cultivated, say, musician, they cannot do like that. Why? Because their body also shaped like that. It's pure, and they are always singing. So their body is tuned to that. Those who think of God, their body also becomes pure and pure. That is why when we offer our pranams to Great One, we touch their feet, so that we also get some purity from them. So, an incarnation is very pure. Shuddha Sattvic Bhagavati Tanu. And whenever, as Sri Ramakrishna said, that whenever he offers something to others and then eats, so that is a reverse. Incarnations, they, like those who are like incarnation or like incarnation, it is first offered to God, the food is offered to God, and then they have it, like as Sri Ramakrishna would take. But if it is offered to somebody else, they cannot take that, or we should not offer such food to them. One day it happened that somebody was taking some flowers and met someone else and said namaste. So that flower cannot be offered to God. Or once it happened, like one was taking food and breathed very heavily on the food, and Sri Ramakrishna could not eat. Such is the purity. So when that protocol is broken, then know for certain that they will not live for long in this world. So that is what he indicated. It's because of their pure divine form. Yes.
One day the master said to Yogin Ma, "Look, my throat is paining me very much. You know a mantra to cure diseases. Please repeat it and pass your hand over the affected area." Yogin Ma was at first struck dumb, but then she did just as the master requested and passed her hand over his throat. Later, she went to Holy Mother and asked, "How did the master know that I received that mantra? I received it long ago from a woman of the Goshpara sect because I knew that it would be very useful to me in accomplishing some worldly goals. But eventually, I realized that the goal of life is to call on God without any motive, so I renounced it. When I told the master about myself, I did not tell him that I had received a Kartabhaja mantra. I hid that from him because I thought he might not like it. How could he know about it?" Smiling, Holy Mother replied, "Look, he knows everyone's thoughts and actions. He does not disapprove of anyone for doing something sincerely with good intentions. Don't be afraid. I also was initiated into that mantra before I came here. When I told him about it, he said, 'There is no harm in your having that mantra, but now you must offer it to your chosen deity.'
Yeah. So, those who are knower of self are Brahma Jnani. So, such a person knows everything in general and also in particular. Whatever comes in his front, he knows. Sarvagya, Sarvavit. So he is the knower in general and also knower in particular. So that is why Sri Ramakrishna would say that I can see people and their inner self as one sees from a glass case. That means everything is visible. Though he would not reveal, but sometimes he would reveal to withdraw that power from that particular person. So here also, what I understand, that he withdrew that power from Yoginma. It is not for his curing of his throat. That even Pandit Shashadhar told him that if you just concentrate on that area will be healed. Then he scolded Shashadhar, you are a Pandit. Why? How can you say this? The mind that I have offered to God, how can I bring that mind to put on my body? So he scolded Shashadhar. So it is a play, how he even withdraws powers from the devotees. For any occult powers, he would say that occult powers may give you some little power, but it cannot help you realizing God. And he wanted to give to Narendranath, that he said that I acquired lots of powers and I don't need it, but you would be needing them. Why not you take it? Then Narendranath asked, will it help me realizing God? He said, no. Then he said, I don't want. And he was very happy. So this is, occult powers or such things, the mantric power. So why he asked for that? It is to withdraw that power from her, so that all the vanities go. God is Hari. Hari means he takes away everything. He takes the heart. He steals our heart. And he takes everything. Why? We are, all the time we think we are small. So he wants to break all these barriers. If I have some power, then I'll say, oh, I have power. So this is expression of ego. That is to be also abolished. And God does that. Then, like people are afraid. Then what will happen to me? You'll become ocean, merging yourself in the ocean. Not to worry about small identity of this body or mind. So it is just to withdraw small powers from people so that they achieve the highest. Yes.
The festival at Panihati. For several years, Ramakrishna had attended the famous Vaishnava festival in Panihati, a few miles north of Dakshineshwar. On 26 May 1885, not long after he fell ill, he again attended the festival with 25 devotees from Calcutta. The devotees rented 2 boats and anchored them at the Ghat. Another boat was hired for the master. Holy Mother and the women devotees prepared an early lunch for everyone. When the master had eaten, Holy Mother requested a woman devotee to ask the master if she could accompany them. The master said, well, you are all going. She may go if she wishes. When Holy Mother heard this, she said, Many devotees are going with the master. It will be very crowded, and it will be difficult for me to get off the boat and visit the festival. I shall not go. Holy Mother fed 2 or 3 women devotees who were to accompany the master and asked them to go in the same boat with him. The master and the devotees left at 10 o'clock in the morning and returned at 8:30 that night. The master had sung and danced in ecstasy at the festival, even though it had been raining. He was exhausted. While having his supper that night, the master told one of the women devotees about the Panihati festival. What a crowd! Everyone was watching me because of my Bhava Samadhi. She, Holy Mother, did the right thing by not going with us. If people had seen her with me, they would have remarked, a pair of swans has come. She is extremely intelligent. When the master finished his supper, the women devotees returned to the Nahabat and reported to the Holy Mother what he had said. Holy Mother said, from the way he gave me permission this morning, I immediately realized that he was not giving it wholeheartedly. If he were, he would have said, yes, of course she may go. Instead, he left the matter for me to decide by saying, she may go if she wishes. I then decided that I had better give up the idea of going. This trip took a toll on the master's health. The pain in his throat became worse, so the devotees brought several doctors to Dakshineshwar. They diagnosed the disease as clergyman's sore throat.
So here, this incident is important. How mother decides, or how mother decided that time. What happens to us? We want to go somewhere, and if it is denied, then we are upset. But you see how one should decide. It is a wisdom. It is said, should I go or should I not go? It is better not to go. Should I do or not to do? Better not to do. So this is a wisdom. It depends. Many times we have doubt. What should be done? And Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan said, Kim karma kima karma iti kavayopyatra mohita. Tatte karma pravakshami yajgatva mokshasi ashubhat. He said even wise people are confused. Why they are confused? What should be done or what should not be done? Therefore, I'll tell you what is to be done. So this is very difficult. Many times you are caught in this snare. What is to be done in any particular situation? So that is why we need to understand the situation and decide accordingly. A man's character depends on such small decisions. Many times it confuses, even it confuses wise people. But for mother, it was easier because she could understand the way Sri Ramakrishna asked. So, and later Sri Ramakrishna praised Holy Mother. That see how wise she is. Because if she would have gone there, people would criticize Hamsho Hamshi Eshe. And Sri Ramakrishna used to say the word Hamsa and Hamsi. Hamsa means swan. So white swan, they can separate milk from water. They have a sap within their mouth, which is acidic. It curdles milk. So they can take the milk, curdling it, and reject the watery portion. And Hamsi, the female. So that's a way of people criticize, which means male and female swans. Hamsa also means a soul. Sri Ramakrishna was known as Paramahamsa, a great soul, and an all-renouncing monk. So people would see, he has brought his wife. So ordinary people don't know what was their relationship. So they would criticize and they would be accruing some bad karma for that. So to protect all those people from that, Holy Mother did not go. That is her wisdom. And then Sri Ramakrishna was detected clergyman's throat. That means cancer. Yes.
The Master and Gopal Ma. A couple of months later, in July 1885, Ramakrishna attended the chariot festival of Jagannath at Balaram Basu's house in Calcutta. He stayed for 2 days. On the third day, he returned to Dakshineshwar with Gopal Ma and other devotees. Balaram's family had given Gopal Ma some clothes, a ladle, and other cooking utensils, and some other articles, knowing that she was poor and she needed them. When the master saw the bundle of gifts in the boat, he became grave and talked about the glory of renunciation. He did not look at or talk to Gopal Ma at all, which broke her heart. As soon as she reached Dakshineshwar, Gopal Ma went to the Nahabat to see Holy Mother and said anxiously, "Oh, my child, Gopala, Ramakrishna, is annoyed with me because he has seen this bundle of things. What shall I do? Should I distribute them here instead of taking them home?" Seeing her in such distress, the compassionate Holy Mother consoled her, saying, "Don't worry, Mother. Let the Master say what he wants. You have no one in the world to help you. You accepted these things because you need them." Nevertheless, Gopal Ma took a piece of cloth and a few other things from the bundle and gave them away. Extremely anxious, she cooked 2 different curries for the master and carried the food to him. The omniscient master saw that she was repentant and said nothing about the matter. He smiled at Gopal Ma and began to talk with her and behave in his usual manner. She was greatly relieved. After feeding the master, she returned to her home in Kamarhati that afternoon.
Yeah. You see, these are very difficult. But Holy Mother is so compassionate. This happened to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 2 of his companions were in Varanasi, and they were a high official in with a Nawab. So they renounced they were prime minister or high officials. They renounced that. Rupa and Sanatan. So Sanatan Goswami. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Varanasi, he went there, he started living with him, living that high post. So all the dresses were very, very ordinary. It's not like we. Only he had a shawl. The old shawl is very costly. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not say anything, would look at the shawl a few times and would keep quiet. And he was very intelligent, Sanatan Goswami. He could understand that he is not liking this. Then he went to the bank of Ganga, and somebody was drying his old, tattered, kind of rug. So he requested, "Can you please take this and give me that one?" So that person thought that he was joking. He said, "No, I'm not joking. Take it." And he exchanged that quilt-like thing. And he came with that. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased. So here also we find in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, to teach all these nitty-gritty, the small things, he would be interacting with devotees like this. But Holy Mother is all compassionate. She knew that old lady is poor, and also who will give her? So that's why she consoled. And later, as we see that Master also could understand and said nothing. Yes, go ahead.
God
Even,
endowed human beings
you
with
know,
the
another
power.
thing. So one Haridas. So there were 3.5 devotees. So Haridas talked with a widow. That she was half devotee. But Haridas was a monk. So he spoke with that lady. Because of that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu abandoned him. So, to teach people high standard of spiritual life, they do like this. But for us, it's Holy Mother that gives shelter. So we need not to go to that hardship. But it is always better. The standard must be there. Otherwise, everything lowers. Everything becomes degraded. Okay, go ahead.
God endowed human beings with the power of speech. Some people use that power to spread spiritual truths, and some indulge in gossip. One day, Rakhal's mother-in-law, Shamasundari, came to Dakshineshwar and said to Golapma, "The master is a man of such great renunciation, whereas Holy Mother is adorned with so much jewelry. Does this look proper?" Golap Ma was a very simple woman and could not keep secrets. She told Holy Mother what Shama Sundari had said about her jewelry. Holy Mother listened silently. When Golap Ma left, she took off all her jewelry except 2 bangles. The master knew nothing of this incident. The next morning, Yogan Ma came to Dakshineshwar and found Holy Mother wearing only 1 pair of bangles. Surprised, she asked, "What is the matter, Mother?" Holy Mother told her what Golap Ma had said. Yogan Ma persuaded her to put on earrings and 1 more piece of jewelry. She never again wore the other jewelry because just after this incident, the master fell ill. A short time later, hearing about this commotion over the jewelry, the master said, "What is this? She did not adorn herself with jewelry. It is I who arranged for her to have that jewelry."
And not only that, Sri Ramakrishna said that she is Saraswati. Saraswati wants to adorn and be bedecked with jewelries. So, Shajte Bhalobashe. So she likes to wear jewelries. So, even we don't want to see mother like a widow. It's very painful for devotees also. But this is the way people say, and this is the way the world goes. So we are to forbear, and Holy Mother had to forbear. Yes. But so we can see her forbearance and also to sacrifice her natural tendency of mind. We are always, we want to see our side. We don't want to see the other side. So this is our mistake. And Holy Mother had to suffer that also. Yeah. But still, she kept her equanimity. Oh, it is time. So time will stop here. Have we come to say a section which should be completed?
I think the next section is really like pages long, Swami, so maybe it's a good spot.
Okay, we'll stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya, avirāvirmayedhi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Akshay, do you have any question?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Like if our elders tell us something but we think it is not right, so what should we do?
Okay. So question is, if elders say something and we think that it's not right, what should we do? Yeah, as of now, you have to obey, because you cannot see many things which is right. But elders can understand. Say suppose, say new cloth, or say you want to have a iPhone, the latest iPhone. The mother says, no, not now. So because she knows that it will spoil you, so you have to obey. And suppose you have grown up, you are earning your own living, and you know the world. That time you can take your own decision. But as of now, because you have not seen the world, because you have not seen other aspects of life, it is always better to follow the instruction of elders. Yeah, see, like in my childhood, I always followed what father said. Even he wanted to give me more something, and I said, no, I don't need. And the shopkeeper was wonderstruck. What is this boy? Other children would come and ask and grab this and that. But I used to say, no, I don't need it. So, as of now, you should obey your elders, especially parents. And when you would be earning, then you can decide. So this is as of now, right?
Okay.
Thank you. You're such a wonderful person.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste.
Jai Ma. Thank you, Aruraji. Namaste. David. Two Davids.
Pranam